Right, so this is something new I've been trying out recently. During the summer, while I was on a trip in Europe, I sat down and I started to brainstorm about different ideas that I could possibly use to make different pieces of art when I got back from my trip. Personally, always been drawn to making portraits and like drawing different people, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try this, but I'm gonna change it up a little bit. I just sat down, I grabbed a piece of paper, and I went at it. I let my hand flow and tried putting together different shapes in order to make something out of it. And obviously this something had to look somewhat like a portrait, just so it can be self-explanatory. As I started getting really comfortable with the shapes I was making, I realized how amazing this would look as an abstract piece. Initially, I was going for something simple, but then I realized that I wanted something out of the ordinary. I played around with everything for a little while, and surprisingly, I got an idea really soon afterwards. So as soon as I got back, I started working on the initial drawing on the canvas, and then I just started adding whatever colors that I felt would go well. Besides the fact that the design itself looks simple and that the lines look pretty easy to make, this was actually a pretty complex painting. It literally took me longer to make this painting than any other painting I've ever made. And since this was a purely original piece, it drove me nuts. The colors were honestly not that hard to make in order for the painting to look aesthetically pleasing, but just the fact that the paint I was using wasn't the absolute best of quality, I just had to go over it multiple times in order to make sure that there was enough coverage. At some point, I even lost the jar in which I made the color for the neck, and then I just simply couldn't find it for a few days. Overall, I am so pleased with how this came out, and I'm definitely going to be making more in the future. Hope you enjoyed watching the process just as much as I enjoyed creating it.